Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 of Handling Missing Values series. So today we will be learning about drop NA function. So this is also one of the functions which is used in order to handle missing values in data frames. So the first thing would be to see what DF exactly was. So DF was a data frame having first value as 1, second value as 2, and the third value is 3, and fourth value as NaN or not a number or a missing value. So now when I passed drop NA to DF, I got a subset of this data frame which was having 0 first and second index, but the third index was not a part of this subset since it was a missing value. So it actually fetches everything except missing values. That's what it does. This drops all the rows, columns having missing values. So in this step, I am passing an array, or you can say list of lists, to data frame function of pandas, and this is what DF looks like now. So it's having 3 indices, and or you can say 3 rows and 3 columns. The first column having last value as missing, the second column having all non-missing values, and the last column having uh, first row as the missing value. So if I apply drop any function on this, then what I'm going to get is only this row. So because this was having all non-missing value, so that's why we got this as the output. So currently, by default, it does manipulation and it operates on rows. So it drops all rows having missing values. If we want to drop all columns having missing values, then we have to look into the access parameter of this function, and we have to pass columns to access parameter. And when we do this, we are going to get the second column only as a result, because only second column or the column of index 1 had non-missing values. Now let's examine this function more. So now I am passing np.nan to the last column or the fourth column of this data frame. I'm adding one more column to this data frame, and I'm passing only NA into it, and this is what I get now. Now, if I look into this uh, this documentation of drop NA, then I'm going to see that access has 0 by default, how has any by default, thresh has none by default, subset is equal to null, in place is equal to false. So now I'm going to examine this how. So this is just a documentation for you to refer, so please refer it while you implement it. So I had passed columns and I had got this as the output. Now what I'm doing is I'm passing columns as well as all. I'm not passing any to how, I'm passing all to how. And now what I'm getting is I am getting this as the output, that is the last column which had all of the missing values is now excluded and others are included. So what it's telling to this function is, okay, drop only those columns which have only missing values in their column, which are not having any non-missing value as a value, uh, as a part, as its part. So that's what has been done, because the last column was having all any values, so that's why it was dropped. Now we are going to talk about thresh parameter. So if I look into this, the parameter thresh specify the minimum number of not null values to be returned. So what it's going to do is it's going to fetch that row which is having minimum non-null value, which is having uh, that is the count of not null value has to be 3 or more than 3. So that is what this does. So guys, stay tuned. In the next tutorial we will be covering fill NA function, which is often used to handle missing values. So thanks for watching.